Hi everyone. So today we have Shivashish Naithani with us. Shivashish has secured All India rank 34 in GATE Computer Science this year. So a big congratulations and many thanks to Shivashish just to join us today here.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you, Shivashish. So to everyone, I just want to give you one information that Shivashish is our course enrolled student. He has been with us for complete year, and we will discuss in very much detail. But just one heads up that he has been a topper for our test series. I think almost all the test in all the test you were the number one. I think as far as I remember. So apart from the, I think AIMT3 where the Khushit has really gotten the very well marks, but yeah, in all the tests you maintain very good consistency. So welcome Shivashish
Thank you, sir.
in this discussion.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So Shivashish, let's start with very first question that when you got to know that you are going to get that much marks in GATE, when the response sheet came, and then after the response sheet, I think there is a 1 month of gap after between the response sheet and the result. So when you got to know that you are going to get this much marks in the GATE examination, and then when you finally got the top rank, then what was your reactions at those two places?
Um, I would say that my efforts have paid off. I thought at that moment, and when I finally saw my rank, then I thought that my dream of just cracking it just became a reality. So that was a great feeling. I can still feel the goosebumps.
Wow,
Yes.
that's really nice. Got
Mm.
it. So, like after you got the marks or you got the rank, so how has been your 5 6 days that week? You were feeling like you are on the seventh cloud or now ninth cloud, or you were feeling normal?
For the first initial moments, yes, I was on top of the world. But yeah, gradually it uh, toned down,
Right.
and the reason for that could be that I am apart from my family. I couldn't just celebrate it with them. So
Hmm. And
that
also, I
could be a
think
hmm,
right. Yes, Devashish.
yes, sir. So I just paint the town when I go home. So first thing I'll do just just celebrated the way I was supposed to with my family, with my parents. So
Awesome.
yes, sir.
Awesome.
Mm.
That's really great. But you must have talked to them, I mean, for the entire week, I mean, almost daily, even though you might not be talking, generally, at least the boys, we don't talk to home too often. Like, at least I used to do it in my childhood. But I mean, when I came out from the home, during my JE preparation and then BTech first year, but after BTech second year, the frequency gets decreased. So even though you might not be calling too often, but I think in that particular week you might be calling multiple times, right? Just to
Sir, I call them thrice a day, 3 times a
wow,
day, and
nice,
that too
nice.
video call.
Oh,
Uh,
nice, nice. Okay,
yes,
okay,
sir.
that's great. That's great.
So, hmm,
So
yes,
Shivashish, how much marks you have got?
sir, 81.67.
Wow, nice. Okay. And this was the after the first key or the final marks?
Final marks, sir.
Final marks. Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Because there was 2 3 questions that got changed after the first key, so that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so that's why I'm
So
asking.
that crossed my 80 threshold.
Okay.
So I was just dangling in between 79 and 80, and suddenly I was across 81.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Thanks to GoClasses for that question, and to Khushit and Harshdeep
Yes,
for
yes,
that
yes. They
kindly.
really helped. Yes, right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, Shivashish, can you please tell us that I mean this was your second attempt, or you are currently in fourth year, or you are doing job, or some detail about that? How background about the gate that how you attempted this year with the job or with the fourth year or with the drop year.
Sir, I've been doing job for past 3 years, so this was my
Oh,
first attempt with job.
okay, okay,
Hmm.
great. So it was your first attempt with job.
First attempt overall.
Wow, great. Nice,
Yes,
nice,
sir.
nice.
Yes, sir.
And that too with job.
Yes, sir. Mm.
Awesome. So now my natural question, and I'm very eager to know that how you managed this hectic schedule, because I'm sure that since you have got 34 rank, then because see, like I have also prepared for gate. It's not like I haven't prepared for gate, so I know that how much effort it takes, right? Definitely,
Mm.
I know it. So I'm 100% sure that you must have worked day and night. I mean, there must be many days when you are either sleeping late or you are waking up early, right? I mean,
Mm.
your schedule might be like that. So,
Mm.
how easy or how hard it was for you to manage your gate preparation for with the job, and what are the challenges you have faced?
So yeah, job demands a certain responsibility, as you know that in college days, like when you are preparing and so during that time, if you don't get the time to complete a certain task, so
Hmm.
you can just get away with it easily. But in job, you have to you are held responsible for everything you do.
Hmm.
So yes, so it requires a little planning, but if you do that, then it it becomes easier, I would say. So what I used to do was that whatever a task I got from with job, I would stretch it out. I mean, I would completely immerse myself into it so that I could get it done in one go. And
Hmm.
then whatever time I had left, I devoted it to studying for GATE. So what happens then that is that you aren't interrupted in between with your task. So I used to get it done uh, in one stretch of time, and then whatever I had left, I was just free to study.
Awesome.
So yes, like you could say that we have got 7 days in a week. So I would be around like I would be spending first 3 days to my work, and then the rest four completely to gate.
Got it. That's
Yes, sir.
really nice and very motivating. So, one thing that you just mentioned that is, I mean, worthy to mention again, which is that you specifically mentioned about the difference between attempting gate with the job or with fourth year. I mean,
Hmm.
if you are doing with the college, then it's not as compared to as you are doing with the job, because in the job
Yes,
you
sir.
are very much accountable for the things. You are responsible for the things. You are given the deadlines and you have to complete within those deadlines, and it is
Yes, sir.
really hectic with the job. And with the
Yes, sir.
college you can even skip the classes, you just have to appear for the exam. So there are differences. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what you pointed out, that I agree. And yeah, you nicely managed it really. Like, I mean, you first as you said, like you first managed your job in one go, and then after the completion of the task in the office that are given to you, then you I mean, in the particular day, then you start your gate preparation. That's really good.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Right. Actually, this also requires too much of efforts, because as a human, we can't do things in one go. Like, I mean, let's suppose if I have 8 hours, and if I have 2 hours of studies, or if I have 2 hours of work, or maybe if I have, let's suppose, 3 hours of work, then I will not do 3 hours in one go. Like, I mean, that's the human nature. Like, I will do 3 hours of work in those 8 hours, but maybe 1 hour, and then half an hour, 2 hours break, and then, I mean, if I have the liberty, then maybe I will be misusing it. But you use it very nicely and very dedicatedly, so that's really nice.
Yes, sir. That's a luxury I didn't have. I couldn't afford it. So, I would bring my laptop home and just expand my working hours till I think 10 or 11 even. Uh, I just had to. That's all I can
Nice.
say. Mm,
Great. No, I can understand from your words.
yes, sir.
I can feel it, that how much efforts it must have taken for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Great. So, Shivashish, why you wanted to appear for GATE? Like, what was your motivation for GATE? Because you are currently in the job, and I'm sure that since you have got 34 rank, then I'm sure you must be doing good at job also. Because without that much intelligence, you can't get 34 rank and do that much well in GATE. So you must be doing very good in the job, and then also you know that with the little bit or with the quite a good amount of practice of algorithms and data structures with lead code or some other channels, you can excel your programming skills, and then you can switch to very good company also. Despite all of these, like this could be the one way to get to top product based company that you might think of, but you have chosen for the gate. So what was your motivation for that?
Motivation was that for whatever particular reason, I got into this field, I got into my job, it wasn't being fulfilled. So,
Mm.
so right now my role is of a deep learning engineer, but what I would say is I just touch the surface of the real work that is being done in the industry. So deep learning, machine learning, this has been for a long time. Even though it has been on pen and paper for most part of it, the maths behind it, the core of it, it is in development for I think many decades. And now since we have the computational power, we are able to utilize it. But most of the companies, they just touch the surface and that's it for them. Just get the models from the internet and train it on your data, uh, and just improve it a little bit. You don't even get to code most of part of it. I think the learning just the curve of it just gradually decreased to a point that just I couldn't take it anymore. I just had I like you said that whatever word you want to give, intelligence is one for it. I thought that I could do more with what I have, and then there's a guy I met. Um, he's in a very good position, so he said that you could be doing real work now. You have got the age. I am 25 years old, so yes, you could still go for studying for higher studies, and you can build the foundation, get it right this time, and just I thought that dialogue fits very well कि कामयाब होने के लिए नहीं काबिल होने के लिए पढ़ो. So this time मन किया कि काबिल बन जाऊं. So
Great.
yes, sir. So कि package becomes secondary to me. Wherever I want to go, whatever I want to do, I just get the opportunity to do it. And पैसा तो देखना ही ना पड़े मतलब just that, sir.
Awesome. No, that's really good to hear. That like if I just summarize it, try to summarize it in just few words, then it is like that you were doing your company's work, then you got to know, okay, there is so much to learn, and you cannot fulfill that curiosity of learning in that company's work. That is for sure. That you, I mean, based on your experience, I'm telling you. So you thought that you cannot quench that thirst of learning with this work, and you wanted to really deep down into the deep learning, right? And so that is why you thought that, okay, only the places like IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, ISC, I mean the top notch institutes can fulfill that requirement of you. So that's why you have decided to do MTech. That's really
Hmm.
nice thinking. And let me just tell you that now whatever you have thought, that will get completed. I mean, when you go to ISC or IIT Bombay or at such places like this, then you will be amazed by the mathematics that they will throw at you. Okay, so they won't talk in English. They will talk in equations, like that kind of
Hmm.
studies, rigorous studies that they do. I mean, at masters. So yeah, so it will get it will get completed to some extent. That is for sure. Great. Okay.
So,
So, Shivashish, can you tell me your schedule? Like, because you had the job and you have to also prepare for GATE. So, how you managed it? What was your exact schedule? Or were you early riser, or you were late sleeper, or like that?
I would say that it varied. Uh, some days I would get to sleep early when I was following the gate part of it. And with the job, it varied quite a
Okay.
lot. Uh, yes, so for some days I would be sleeping late, and then naturally I would be waking early because one thing I didn't compromise on apart from study was sleeping. So I took
Hmm.
7-8 hours of sleep,
Nice,
and
yeah.
yes, sir, because I found it really hard to cope up if I didn't have enough of it for the next day. So 1-2 hour extra in bed, what you require, you should just get with it so that you could just because you would be saving a lot more the next day if you get enough sleep. So apart from sleep, whatever chance I got in even in office, whenever the boss was away in a meeting or so, I would just open GoClasses videos and just begin to play them. Uh, yeah, one thing I could suggest is that I used to play it at 3 or 4 times speed. Uh, there's an extension, so you could increase it up till 4 times.
Okay.
So, Deepak sir, I used to watch at 4x speed and yours at 3.5x, and that helped. And then I came home. When I used to come home, uh, I would solve questions. I would save the points where you would be solving questions, but since I couldn't solve it then and there with pen and paper, I would just pinpoint that point, and later when I reached home, I would solve them.
Oh, nice,
Uh,
nice, nice.
yes, sir. So one thing I didn't compromise on was that I was able to solve the questions. I would think first and then solve. So in order to just be sure that I have gotten the part right or not, and then I would review the answer.
Great.
Hmm. Yes, so that's one thing because you can do enough practice in your lectures. You solve enough questions, that too from standard resources. So even apart from the test series, you can get enough of your knowledge tested then and there as well.
Hmm.
So you shouldn't be skipping that. You shouldn't be playing it like a movie, like Deepak sir also suggests
Right.
that you should be there with the pen and paper, present with your mind.
Great.
And yes, sir.
So even though you were watching at 3x or sometimes at 4x, then also you were not compromising on the solving question in the I
Yes,
mean
sir.
whenever we have any question, you first solve it, then only see the solution.
Yes, sir.
I can say that you handle everything very in a very optimized way. So, which means that you have taken care of your health. You have been. I mean, you have taken enough sleep that is required for you, and you watched it at the 3x. Still, you managed to get everything whatever we are teaching in the lecture. Everything completely. You were observing that also. So
Hmm.
I think like it's really nice that you learned a skill that you can manage time with so much efficiency. So great. I mean, that will not just be here in your preparation. I'm sure it will help you in the MTech also, because in the MTech also you will find some days where you have to really manage time efficiently. So this will help there also. That's really nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Great. So, Shivashish, were you consistent in your preparation? Which means, have there been a days because of the deadline of the office work that you have to, skip the gate preparation for few days? Had this happened?
Like I said, sir, that when the workload was more and I had
Hmm.
to extend my hours, so they spanned over maybe a couple of days or 3 days. I think it never lasted for a week, but
Hmm.
yeah, 3-4 days. That was unintentional. That
Right, right. No, that was
uh,
not in even your hand. Like, I mean, that was
yes,
out
sir.
of the workload.
Yes, sir.
Great. Got it. So, Shivashish, you talked about importance of analytical skills in the journey of gate preparation, right? So now here I have a question, which is that did Go classes help you somewhere in improving your analytical skills and the conceptual clarity? What do you think?
Yes, sir, it definitely did.
Okay.
Before Go classes, what I used to do while solving PYQs was that just read the statements. If some formula applies, then apply it directly. If not, then I would delve around. But what used to happen was that around majority of the time, I for an unseen question, especially when I would just get stuck for hours in that, and I would just look around and get overflow that people have discussed, and it was just like that. I was learning from the question, but you should
Hmm.
be applying your existing knowledge in order to improve it. But it was like that. I was getting it firsthand via those questions.
Okay.
Okay, so it was the other way around. So I thought that is that how the preparation is supposed to go? Is that how a topper goes through questions or not?
Right.
So then it turned out that I was lacking the skills that time. So like a question that is present in front of you, what happens is that it's a variation of some problem that has been solved. So you should know how that problem was solved the first time, uh,
Hmm.
how that the solution to that was discovered, and that lies within the proofs. Okay,
Hmm.
so it lies within the very core idea that how people must have thought of that and they came up with it. And now the question that is in front of you, what it really is just a mild, uh, an, a new form of it. So they might have tweaked it somewhere in between the original solution. They might have tweaked it somewhere in between, and you have to identify that and then solve it. So without knowing the very core of it, the concept behind it, the proof, you won't be able to solve it, and it would seem like a entirely new question.
Got it.
So Go classes just helped me discover the fact that how you have to study any concept. So you have to go to the bottom of it, then develop it from there, and and even that's not enough. You have to practice it too.
Wow.
So so overall, Go classes taught me the way to study that way, and it turned out to be really helpful. Um, that you not only have to just know the concept, you have to know it the right way, and you have to solve it enough times so that it seems to you that it was your own idea, as if it were your own idea.
Awesome. That's really nice feedback about Go classes. I will take it as a compliment. Like
Yes.
the thing that you mentioned that Go classes, I mean, helped you to know that how to study. Basically,
Hmm.
this is a very key thing that you talked about. That how to study. You got to know that okay, this is how you should be preparing, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you should be, as you said, you should be lifting the concept from the very core, from very from very depth, like from the very beginning to the very advanced level, with the proof and intuition, and along with that you should be practicing that that often that you don't forget in even in your sleeps. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Got it. So okay. Now, if I talk about test series, then like what is your idea about the test series? That like when we should start the test series? Should we take multiple test series? Should we take just one test series? So, what is the importance of the test series in the preparation? So, what is your take on the test series, and how did test series help you?
So test series, like I said, that with Go classes, my real preparation began, and that was in August.
Okay.
And with half a time and with almost two or three times the content, I had to just, like I said, that one strategy was to just speed it up and then get done with it, but never compromise on the question. And that's how I followed it. And then I think around in 2 or 3 months, I was able to somewhat complete it. So I that would be, I think, November. So
Acha.
before
Okay.
the full mock length tests I started in November, because then only I thought I was capable of attempting them. And before that, I started with the subject-wise, topic-wise test series of GoClasses, and it was fortunate that I came. I first bought your test series and then your course, because I got to know level of questions that you asked in the test series. So that reflected that you must be providing something in order to attempt them, because you also provided the solutions underneath. So
Right.
seeing those solutions, they made me realize, and coupled with the fact that you had made discrete and uh, C free.
C programming.
Yes, sir. So I got the flavor that what kind of there is an entire different level that I am unaware of right now, and I have to get myself there. So then I enrolled for GoClasses test series. I was topic-wise test series. I was giving quite frequently. That whenever I just reached home, I would give, I think, two or three subject-wise test series, because they lasted for 50 minutes a piece.
Right.
So two or three subject topic-wise test series I was giving consistently, and in November I started with the whole length mock tests. And coming to the level of questions, so I was aware of them, that what the Go classes expect, and that is I think at par gate level, I would say, sub questions. So
Okay.
I thought that preparing for them would just make us prepare for the worst gate could ask, which wasn't this year. It
Right.
wasn't the case this year. But
Right.
yeah, it prepares you for what comes next after gate, because I think gate is just a gateway to I think really hard things. MTech is all about this. Like you have to know how to study and from yourself.
Right.
You have
Right.
to be like self motivated. Go out. You have to find the solutions to those answers, and I think Gate Overflow prepares you for that as well. Because once you get in the habit of studying that way, I don't think you can ever live with yourself by skipping a proof here and there,
Right.
and ever getting the answer the easy way. You have to get it the right way always.
Got it. So, what is the importance of test series in the preparation? I mean, should the aspirant attempt more test series, or should just focus on one test series if that is good? I mean, if that is bad, obviously not. That's not a good idea. But yeah, if
Okay.
that is a good test series, then the aspirant should focus on just one test series. And you
Just one.
mentioned one thing, which is that like never get I mean, never be in the hurry of solving the question, which means like until and unless you are 100% satisfied with the solution, then only move to the next question or the next practice set. So
Hmm.
like again the question is same, that how much is the importance of the test series? Can we get a good rank without the test series? What do you think?
I don't think so, sir, because studying is a whole different thing, and then comes the application of it. And if you can't apply, then just being able to assert a concept is not enough, I think. And
Right.
it becomes clearer the more questions, the more variations of it you do, it gets clearer in your head. And that's the ultimate goal, I think, because Gate wants to test that only.
Right.
Coming to the quality, I mean, it's at par, as I already said,
Right.
because I was enrolled in others as well.
Okay.
And what used to happen there was that, uh, firstly, what they would do is that they would frame the same flavor of questions with different values. That's a well-known fact. But even if they get their hands on some standard question, what they would do in the answer is that what like that the professor suggests that where to look for it. in the standard
Right.
question because they have already provided the content in the lecture. So refer to lecture for the answer of this question, and they would just copy paste it right there in the
Hmm.
solution. Just refer to the solution, uh, refer to the lecture for the solution of this question. Even though they haven't taught it, they would just copy it right from there. That
Okay.
refer to the lecture notes just as it is. They won't. They. But the right way should be that they would define it there
Right.
right then and there.
Right. Right. Got
So
it.
just refer to lecture. So where should we go to MIT or Stanford lectures and then right from watch from there. So we would have done it in the first place if it
Right.
would have been the right way. But yeah, so but it wasn't the case that like that with Go classes. They just would explain it thoroughly, like they would
Thank
get
you.
in depth.
Thank you, Shivashish.
And even in the comment section,
Right. Right. Right.
you yes sir. So you would learn a lot. You would extract a lot more from it than you originally intended.
Hmm. Nice point. Yes, actually, Gate Overflow is all about discussing the things. So our test series is conducted on the Gate Overflow platform. So there you can discuss with the peer group also. So that's one nice feature that you mentioned. Got it. One
Okay.
important question, Shivashish, is that is our test series unnecessarily tough? Which mean do you think that we are asking the questions which are not relevant to Gate, and we are testing the concepts which are not at all required for the Gate preparation?
No, I don't think so. They they were apt for gate level, I think, and somewhat tricky. But yeah, it's because we lack the foundation to be able to tackle that. I would say then what we
Nice
don't
point.
understand becomes hard for us.
Hmm.
What we don't understand becomes hard. So just solution to that is just go and understand.
Nice,
And you
nice
have
point.
got a great platform.
Yeah, actually, I
Like,
can. Yeah, you're saying something?
no, sir.
Okay. Actually, this is really good to listen that that is coming from a topper. Because that I used to feel it. Our test series, I used to feel in the same way, which means that the thing that you mentioned that, I mean, if you are actually for the Go class test series, I'm saying, if you're not able to understand the question, most probably you lack in the foundation. It is not like the question is tough. Like we make
Hmm.
sure that question is sweet enough to give you something. I mean,
Yes,
this
sir.
is sweet crips, and we make sure that you learn something from every question. So if there is something that you are not able to attempt the question, probably you have to look at the solution, and then you will be just in the position to appreciate the question itself. That okay, that
Yes,
how
sir.
beautifully it was designed.
Yes, sir. I think it's human tendency that it's easier to blame the question than to blame ourselves. That
Hmm.
we lack somewhere or we have to put in more effort. We
Right.
just, it's hard, but you have to accept it because
Right.
that's the way to grow and that's the way to go for gate.
Nice
Gate
point.
expects nothing less.
Awesome. Yes,
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So, yes, I completely agree that gate expect you to be crystal clear in your concepts, basically.
Yes, yes, sir.
Got it. So, how many tests you attempted, Shivashish? Full length, I'm talking about.
Full length, I think all of them I did,
Okay.
and that's where I sort of did a mistake, I think, uh, because you used to release it, I think, once a week, and I would just attempt it right after that. So what happened was that I was short of tests in the later part. Yes, I contacted you for that, I
Yes.
think, as well. That are there any tests left, or could you create more or something?
I
Because
remember.
once I got in the habit of solving those questions, I just couldn't turn back to another test series. I tried. It's not like I didn't try, but I just couldn't. Hmm. Yes,
Yes, I
so
remember our discussion.
uh, one thing that I would have kept in mind if I was preparing the next time was that to just reserve some of them in order to utilize them in the last 2 weeks.
Those are
So I
precious.
yes, those
Don't be in
definitely
a
are.
hurry to attempt them.
Yes, yes, yes.
Got it. Awesome. Actually, I remember that you talked to me, like we had a call, and then you said that, okay, sir, I have attempted all the mock test and all. Now what should I do? Then I suggested you that, okay, if you are done with all of our tests, then you can attempt some other test series. Then you said, sir, I tried it, but now I I cannot really do it because I'm used to of the quality of question that
Uh,
you provide. So now I cannot move to other test series because I'm not feeling like that I'm attempting a gate examination that you mentioned,
oh,
if I remember
yes, sir.
correctly.
Yes, sir.
Got it. So, Shivash, is that you have been consistently been on the top position in all the mock tests, if I remember correctly, right? I mean,
Mm.
there was a thing that okay, don't mind, but there was a thing that I thought that this account is fake. Okay, so I mean, like, how can someone be consistently be topping? So then, like, obviously, I knew that you are our student, but still, like, I wanted to just check whether it is, I mean, correct account or it is really you who is actually doing it. Then I checked it that, yeah, I actually talked to you. Then I got to
Yes,
know
sir.
that, yes. Okay.
Nothing to me, sir. We talk the next day.
Yes, we talked the next day. So, to everyone, I just wanted to let you know that Shivashish has been consistently performing first ranker in all the mock tests. So, that really caught my eyes that, yes, who is that guy?
So that was the case after I was finished with the Go class content. So before
Hmm.
that, if you would have seen, then I couldn't even land in the top 20 because 20 or 30. That used to be my range
Okay.
before that um, uh, during my preparation. So in the subject test or the topic test, that's where I landed most of the times. But yeah, as the time passed by and as I got to learn more from Go classes, then it improved consistently. And
So, Shivashish, how much you think that we should give importance to short notes? Like, should we making the short notes during the preparation, or should we just making the complete notes or no notes at all?
I have to be completely honest with you on that. On that,
Okay.
the first time I prepared, that was around January. I think I mentioned it earlier. Uh, uh, with a different institute. So I
Okay.
prepared notes then and there with along with the lectures. But after August, when I enrolled for Go classes, so since I was working from office as well,
Hmm.
so I couldn't just get the time to deal with the notes, and the old ones became redundant. So
Hmm.
one feature that I liked was that I thought that when the guy who is teaching you is making the notes at the same time and is providing you as annotated notes. So I thought that should be sufficient
Hmm.
because of the crunch of time. That was the way to go for me. I would suggest that yeah, people should be making short notes. Like one thing I found was that I have had to go through all of them in order to find the one thing I was missing. So short notes would have helped there,
Hmm.
but I didn't make them. I didn't make even the
Okay.
notes.
Okay.
I uh, uh, I went for the annotated version this time because getting
Time
the
crunch was the
hmm,
issue for you.
yes getting the content within the time was my priority,
Hmm.
and uh, I think and I thought that I would be able to cover them via revision.
Hmm.
So
Got
it's,
it.
because you can directly make the connection whenever you go through the notes, you can visualize, yeah, Deepak so was saying this. So whatever is not mentioned even in the notes, you get to you get to experience it
Got it.
secondhand. Yes, so that's also way to way to go if you are short on time, especially if you are in job or so. So Git has a Go classes has a solution for that as well. the annotated notes. Uh,
Got it. So you haven't made any notes, neither short notes nor long notes, because as you said that you have prepared from some other institute
mm,
from the January for 4 5 months, and then when you came to Go classes, then since we were providing the annotated notes, you just followed them. Great.
yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. So, Shivashish, I think these are the all questions from my side. Now, I will just ask you one more question, which is like I mean, we talked about the do's that what we should do, and what are the don'ts that aspirants should not follow, like should follow that. Okay, these are the things that we should not do. Like, what do you think that could be the mistake that aspirant might be doing if they're preparing for the gate examination?
The biggest mistake which I was also a part of was that no uh, living in an illusion, just that you know the concept very well, but not
Hmm.
applying it. Just
Okay.
yes, so without application of it, um, you just can't ever be sure that you know whether you know it or you don't. Uh, uh, Solving question is not enough. Knowing how to solve it in an efficient manner is also crucial because gate is time bound. So just
Hmm.
knowing the solution is not enough. Knowing the first knowing the correct way and then the efficient way also.
Nice.
These two things. These are separate things uh, because knowing the correct way just helps you with the variations, but knowing the efficient way just lets you get done in time. Because time is also crucial there.
Right.
Mm.
Got it.
So first, you should be accepting of the flaws that you have, then work on them, and just improve with time. You do consistent practice, and yes, you would be among the toppers sooner than you know it. Just
Awesome.
keep following it. Mm.
That's really a nice message. Like, I mean, the way you have portrayed it's really a crisp and really nice message. Thank you,
Mm.
Shivashish, for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one important question to me actually, like I wanted to know this. What was your experience, overall experience with Go classes? Like from the day that you started Go classes and then finally you got the rank. So how was your complete experience with Go classes?
So GoClasses has been, I would say, the 90% of part has been played by GoClasses in this. Only a mere 10% by me because whatever concepts they taught was um, really at the level that GATE requires. They weren't any less than that or any more than that because as you know, uh, more than that can also suffocate your thinking because that's what masters for. So you people just know that how much to deliver to the audience. That's great. And you said that books aren't made for gate. The standard books they embody the whole whole worldwide knowledge of that particular subject. But you should be able to pick out what matters for gate, and that Go classes does very well. uh, that which part to pick and which to not. And you can see it in their slides as well. That you would keep snippets of those things, so you would uh, feel as if you are going through a book, and only those parts that matter for gate. So that's all, without without forgetting that it's for gate. So and even for Deepak sir, I think sometimes books weren't sufficient and that he would dwell within the research papers too. Like for that DVMS subject, he would just pick up Court's paper and he would just start underlining the portions that he said that the creator himself suggested this. Uh, the normalization or the definitions that he gave, here they are. So you shouldn't have. those misconceptions anymore, because that's where I think majority of the people have misconceptions,
and
that whether
DBMS.
it's a partial dependency, or why it's a transitive dependency, why it's not, why how a normal form eliminates them, and right from the basics. Uh, and yes, sir. So and from basics, I remember that how Deepak sir taught us about the flip flops right from the base, right from the start. That one must have thought that how in order to store a bit, you have to first design a latch, how that latch is made, and then comes the flip flop, and then how you clock it in order to make it a flip flop. So then the
The
difference becomes
complete
really clear.
journey, like as if like
Yeah,
you are living that world.
yes, sir, yes, sir. As if we are together solving that issue, a real world issue, and we are the creators. Not, uh, and and yeah, your subject as well, like in CN, computer networks. It was an eye opener when I saw those error correcting lectures, your Hamming distance, Hamming codes, that how one must have thought that yeah, minimum this Hamming distance would allow us to correct these much bits of error. You just prove that then and there, and in order to correct it, this much is the at least minimum distance we
Right.
require. You derive a formula for that, and so
Yeah.
that's the way it goes. That there's a real world problem, and then you have to think of the solution, and those people thought of that, and you people are delivering it uh,
Right, right.
right
So
to us.
basically, like we let you go through the journey that what the inventor or the creator of that particular concept might have gone through. Like we try
Mm,
to portray that kind of information to the
mm.
audience.
Yes, sir. And one more mention of research paper, that there's accountability, uh,
Yes, 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 yes.
accountability in TOC. So he gave us a really nice way of solving the questions, and that too came from a research paper, not from a book. He must
Right.
have been studying it, and just he mentioned it to the students. So students need not worry. I mean, the if books aren't enough, you would go to standard resource to lecture notes of top institutes, and if those aren't sufficient, then you would even scout research papers for us.
Thank you,
So
Shivashish.
we are just glad to have you. I'm glad to have you as my mentors.
Thank you so much,
You
Shivashish, for yeah. Please, you're saying something?
you won't leave any stone unturned. Um, you would just you stay with us. I think even to till the very last week, you you were delivering lectures. I think people had some doubts regarding cache. So
Cache
what you
memory
thought
in
was,
computer organization. Yeah.
yes. So what you thought was just why not solve the PYQs on spot? And you might have, I think, done all of them in
Yes,
class.
there are 60 PYQs of cache, and actually, one of them, the similar question that has come this year, if you remember, that particular block. I mean, you need to pick the. I don't remember the exact question of grade 2023, but you need to pick the block, and the answer was uh, like
Uh,
I forgot the answer also, but yeah, there was a question, the similar kind of question. So basically, yeah, there are 60 PYQs, and then we made sure that you understand cache so nicely that any kind of variation that come in the exam, you should be able to do it.
yes, sir.
Right.
So, and Deepak sir too, I mean, I think he was not really well those last days, but yet he committed himself to teach us pipeline,
Right.
the hazards and all. I already had so much of doubt that why this is a raw wow or WW this kind of dependency, and he just came in and took a couple of hours of class, and that all vanished.
Great.
So,
Thank you,
so
Shivashish.
yes,
Thank
uh,
you. Yeah.
hmm. Uh, of
I
course,
know you will keep on going about the Go classes because it is like, because if something has really helped you, then you will obviously will fall short of the words if someone asks you to express that particular feeling about that institute. So thank you so much, Vashish. And one thing I would like to just say, that you said that Go classes was 90% of that, and you were the 10%. I will not agree to this. Okay. So I cannot agree to this, because you got 34 rank, and as you also described that you work day and night. So how can Go classes be 90%? So let's just put it, okay, let's just settle down to 5% and 95%. So we were just 5% of it, and you were the real hero. I mean, you have been working hard. We were merely just a boost to your unstoppable journey that you were desired for. So we were just 5%, and all the credit should
no,
go to
sir,
you and your
I
family
can't.
only.
I can't agree to that, sir, because because for those first 6 months, I was spending the same effort. I would say the same amount of time, same dedication, everything. What changed was Go classes, right, sir? So because whatever was in my notes, that became my universe. So I was revolving around it only, revolving around
Hmm.
that limited knowledge that I incurred within those 6 months. So if I would have gone that way, I couldn't have done it.
Right.
So
Resources are
Go
very
class,
important. Right.
it expanded the Go classes expanded my horizon in infinite times. So yeah, with that same effort, but with the right resource this time. Yes, so a combination of these, the combination is required.
Right. 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 I
Uh,
agree to that. Right.
only you spending your efforts isn't enough if you are going in the wrong direction. The direction has to be right, and that's where guidance comes in, your mentors come in. Uh,
Right.
yes, sir.
I agree to that. Like, right. I mean, direction is very important, and understanding everything in depth is important. And for that, you either require to read four books, or you just follow one place, which
One.
is actually teaching four books, or maybe multiple books, not just
Yes,
four.
sir.
As you mentioned, that even the research paper sometimes, if needed. Right.
Mm. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, just I think I'm done with my question. Just one last thing, that do you think that Go classes also provide the good doubt support? If you had any doubt, were we there to resolve your doubts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have got Gate Overflow, and then a personal chat group as well on
Right,
Telegram. So whatever doubts you have, just post them, and along with the teachers, the students also help there.
right.
Uh, so
Yeah, it's a nice community. Actually, like students discuss among themselves, and that obviously help them a lot.
mm, they grow together there. They
Hmm.
all uplift each other. Um,
True. There's a very
so,
healthy discussion and intellectual discussion that people do in the
mm,
group, in the private group. Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay, Shivashi. So I'm done with my question. Now I will just ask you some rapid fire questions. Okay, you just need to answer me that those questions as quickly as possible. Okay. So my first question is that will you go for PSU or for MTech?
Tech.
Okay, MTech. And for MTech, which college you will prefer? IIT Bombay versus ISC versus Kanpur versus Madras or Delhi?
Uh, I see, sir.
Oh, great. Nice to hear this. And that will be for MTech or MTech research?
MTech, sir.
MTech. Great.
Yes.
And MTech, do you have any preference for MTech, like MTech in CSA, CDS, or MTech in AI?
MTech in AI, sir.
Great. Okay. Okay. And what's your dream company?
Google, sir.
Okay.
Like of
And if not,
Amazon.
let's suppose Google is not on the list, then
Then Amazon, sir.
okay.
Will continue a legacy there.
Thank you. I think we also got the similar rank. Like I got 33 at my time.
33.
So, yeah.
Says,
So that is all from my side, Shivashish. Do you have any question for me or any suggestion for the Go classes that you would like to share?
uh, classes. Um, don't think so.
Just be honest, like whatever you think of.
What can I think? Yes, one thing that this year's gate paper taught us a lot of unwanted things. मतलब, a lot of solidified and ground reality. It shook up this year's paper, and but you already have a solution in place for that. That you would be creating this kind of question papers as well,
Right,
like easy to lengthy to मतलब,
right.
all these
Some mix of
combinations,
that.
mix of that. So that would give the students a little bit more edge.
Right.
And it would help them to learn that to expect this as well. Whatever happened this year, this could happen to you as well.
Sure.
It could be extremely hard to moderate to easy to anything. All you
Right,
can do is just prepare the best you can.
right. Sure.
Mm,
So this is the suggestion for our test series that we should be putting a little, I mean, variety of the mock test where easy
mm.
plus lengthy, just like GATE 2023. These
Uh,
kind of tests also we should be
just
putting. Yeah.
just shake up some value there and you have got a paper ready.
Got it. Thank you so much, Shivashish, for joining in today. Like it was really nice interacting with you, and I'm 100% sure that whatever we have discussed is going to be very helpful to all the aspirants. Your
Yes, sir.
suggestions and your valuable inputs were really nice. Like I actually also got to understand that how has been with you with the job, like how you manage, and it was really inspiring. So thank you so much, Shivashish.
Yes, sir. One last thing I would suggest is that you shouldn't get frustrated or demotivated in case you lack somewhat in your performance of the test.
Hmm.
Because I would say that, and you could never make excuses to yourself that it's only my first attempt. I would
Hmm.
get it next time. Oh, it's been March. People have been preparing for it since December, January. I'm already lagging behind. So you can't let your mind get to that state. Because the real competition, what I would suggest, the best competitor to you is you yourself only. So you have to be better than you are today, the coming next day, and the coming next day, and this way you would months will pass by, weeks will pass by, and you will really be satisfied that what I knew before this, I know more now, and I'm better at it than I was previously. So I would just say that keep the competition with yourself and improving day by day. You would surely crack it. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really nice points. I mean, if one can follow it, then it's magic. And if can't follow it, then actually they have to follow. Like, I mean, the way you portrayed it, it's really true. I mean, because I have seen experience that they get more demotivated, and that's one major issue among most of the experience. So you really address it nicely. Thank you so
Yes,
much, Vashish.
yes,
Have
sir.
a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.